jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
What's going on, everyone? You listen to WCS. Big shout out to those who are in the building, the supporters, everyone who support the channel and continue to tune in. You know what it is. I want to allow a little bit more people to get in because we have some interesting current events that I'd like to touch on. That's very important. You know how I do it. I just want to touch on these significant events that seem to have the YouTube community in an uproar. You know what I'm saying? They're confused. A lot of them are just banding together because they're like on a single strand of thread. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to their hope and dreams, they're on a single strand of thread, y'all. You know what I'm saying? The Spenceaholics is dangling on a single strand of thread. Their desperation is so clear. It couldn't get any more clear. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about something that went down a while ago, you know, dealing with the International Boxing Hall of Fame. So I want to give a little bit of time, man. Let's get like 10 people in the building, man. Come on, man. And hit the like button while you're in the building. D-Ray Promotions, what's good? What's good? Sir Senior on deck. Salute at World Combat Sports. Salute to you. That's senior salute. You know what it is. The best pound for pound boxer in the game, Terence Bud Crawford, man. He's pretty much, you know, reminded people on how powerful his words is. You know what I'm saying? Because everything Terence Crawford says, they tune in. That's powerful, man. It's powerful. But look, WCS will get up here and say it's powerful, and they'll make it seem like they're speaking on something else. No, that's not the case. I see like 10, look, I see 10, 15 goddamn thumbnails from different groups talking about what Terence Crawford has said. But no, we can't move forward like that. We can't move forward like that, y'all. It's not that easy. It's not going to be that easy. Because y'all the ones just sitting up here talking about how stupid somebody is, how dumb they are. I'm not going to let y'all get away with that shit. I'm not going to give you a pass on that when it comes to this media. You're not going to get a pass, man. You're not going to jump out the Uber without paying the fare. You know what I'm saying? Stick with the same energy you got. Don't come up here trying to act like Terence Crawford basically praised Errol Spence for something and he didn't. I'm going to break it down on what really happened because I feel that's what he wants me to do. Let me break down what Terence Crawford truly was trying to tell these individuals that's putting up all these thumbnails about Terence Crawford shits on his own fans. Terence Crawford destroys his own fans. Terence Crawford debunks his own fans. No. Not even close. Not even close. What he did, what Terence Crawford actually did, was pretty much pass out adult pacifiers to the Spenceaholics. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did. He's seen what was going on with y'all on this social media shit. He's seen it with his own eyes. And once again, him being the gentleman and the scholar that he is in life, what'd he do? He became the mediator. So being that he's trying his best to make the fight, but yet they trying to give the man, this BS contract, no rematch clause, and he's going against the current and trying to make this fight happen. He's doing and basically exhausting every type of freaking what's the word you trying to compromise that he possibly can without just allowing them to walk all on his back, wipe their feet, step on his head. You know what I'm saying? And treat that man like he's undeserving. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. But I want to remind, let me see where I'm at. I just want to remind you all of something. Okay? I want to remind you as to why this is going on. It's a reason. This is what I do. It's a distinct reason as to what you see. It's not just what Terence Crawford said to the interviewer. We're gonna get to the interviewer because I'm very, very excited that Terence Crawford was able to once again be the leader of not only what he represents in life, but to the Spenceaholics who's in disarray right now. They was frenetic when it comes down to social media. You know what I'm saying? The reason why they was frenetic is simply because of this. When they read this right here, and Errol Spence said facts, because he didn't give a damn about the YouTube community that supposedly supported him and putting out fake news. He agreed with that guy. He wasn't talking about me. Look, Errol Spence wasn't talking about me. Look, he wasn't talking about me. He wasn't talking about me when he put this out. He was not talking about me. But I can almost point you in the right direction on where he was talking about. And look, they're still in the recovery phase, man. They haven't recovered. That broke them down, man. Straight to the core. That causes depression. I'm telling you what happened. This is what all this what you see right now from the interview that just came out. All it is a failed attempt, a miserable attempt to basically erase what I'm showing you on the screen. The reason why I'm saying this is all as a result of what you're seeing on the screen, because they didn't feel like they was wanted anymore. They feel like they was abandoned. You know what I'm saying? They felt like orphans when it came to Errol Spence kicking them out. You know what I'm saying? Having them, grow up in foster care when it comes to this boxing. They felt like they was a family, and they found out they wasn't, man. They was just basically related through foster care. That's all. He kicked them out. He said, no way. He wasn't talking to me. Errol Spence wasn't talking to me in this tweet. He was responding to somebody who was talking about individuals putting out fake news and individuals up here, certain people making money off his name. Anybody who come to my channel, the ones who donate, they donate. I'm not sitting up here requesting anything, right? But Errol Spence sent shockwaves to the Spenceaholics. Shockwaves, man. They still haven't recovered. They've been trying to regroup. But yet, when you don't have no leaders to regroup, and all you're doing is just talking amongst each other, what we gonna do? 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 Anybody know what we gonna do? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Man, we gotta come back with this. Was he talking to us? Did anybody get on the phone with him? Anybody talk to DJ? Anybody talk to DJ? I just need to know some information. Man, my heart's burning right now. I can't even eat, man. I haven't even had nothing. Not even my favorite meal. This shit has been hurting me to the gut that he said facts. They never recovered. So in the meanwhile, the only resolution is to continue to come up with their false ideals that Terence Crawford is the dumbest boxer in the game right now. he's so dumb because he don't do this and that when it comes to his skill set. We done heard this shit before. I feel like I'm doing you a disservice by keep on repeating it. This is what they are mad about. It's shameful that they didn't see how thin it was from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Their lining, their exterior, how fractured it was from the beginning. They was just hoping and praying for acknowledgement. But when Spence put facts out, oh man, that blew them up. It was a direct hit. It was like you stepping on a landmine. Wow. I mean, it really messed them up inside, man. I would go on a limb to diagnose them with PTSD, man. Real talk. Because when Spence said that facts, it was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. They felt like they was betrayed. They felt like all the hard work and free labor that they was putting in to build Spence up, they felt like they was let down. They felt like he had absolutely went to a porta john with grandma's favorite pot, dipped that shit down in the toilet, look, and brought that back over there and poured it all over the Spenceaholics while they was lined up outside. You know what I'm saying? Just poured it all over, just draped them in it, just like hot gravy. They felt like they were shitted on when he said facts. That was a powerful word that he did. And look, Spence never really came out and said too much of anything. He let that shit ride. That is still active, y'all. That shit is active right now. That's active. That shit is active, y'all. It didn't go anywhere. This shit is real active. That facts that he put out there in response, that's active. Now let me get to what I want y'all to understand. So the videos and everything that's out here. What's going on, Bateman? Salute, man. The videos and everything that's out here now is once again a desperate attempt to get some type of recognition. So who am I if I wouldn't provide them with what they asking for? So an interview was conducted. Let me go back. An interview was conducted on June 9th to 12th during the International Boxing Hall of Fame. And just so happened Terence Crawford was in attendance because he was invited. All right. This was historic. This event was absolutely historic. Only one of its kind. There was 3 classes being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And how prestigious it was, they invited Terence Crawford, a future Hall of Famer himself, to the event. It's a lot that took place in that event. It's a lot that basically prove how the YTC is not on one accord when it comes to being a boxing community. It proves it once again with this Hall of Fame shit. The Hall of Fame inductees and everything, they absolutely deserved it, every last one of them. You know, it was a historic event, 3 classes, like we said, due to COVID. A lot of those individuals was waiting their turn for 2021 to be able to have that moment, to stand on that stage after all the hours and sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? The blood and sweat and tears, the competitions to make it to be inducted to the Hall of Fame. And what better active fighter to grace that stage with him than Terence Bud Crawford, right? But from what I seen was the dislikers. The dislikers showed their true colors once again, because I didn't see thumbnails going up, you know, how they was praising Terence Crawford for being there, saying he deserved to be there. Nothing. The dislikers was around here waiting for some type. They was following the International Boxing Hall of Fame because they wanted to actually see what was going on and who was there and everything, right? So when some of the legends came out and said what they said about who they are selecting between Terence and Terence Crawford and Errol Spence in a fight, that enraged them, right? But it was an interview that was conducted on that same week that's making its rounds. That same weekend, it's making its rounds now. They're finally making its rounds throughout the editing and all that. They're finally putting it out. So I put the details or whatever in there, but let me take you to the audio of what he said and what they're running with right now. Because when you're desperate, you grab hold of everything and anything. And right now, Errol Spence is not relevant without Terence Crawford. Period. He has to have some type of identity for this fight that's coming up and in boxing because of Terence Crawford, right? So Terence Crawford is absolutely playing nice. He's putting on his gentleman's cap, professional cap, his leadership cap, and he did an interview. He doesn't dislike Errol Spence Jr., just like the YouTube dislikers that try to basically go after everyone who support Terence Crawford. No, he's been on record saying, we talk our shit here and there, but he really haven't showed disdain, personal disdain. He hasn't shown malice. You know what I'm saying? He's kept it pretty light, right? So for the dislikers, an interview came out. And after all the dumb name calling and all this other stuff that they've been saying, that Crawford's this, that, and the other, he's going to get knocked out. He's stupid. He's not the smartest guy. Now, all of a sudden, I see all of these dang lives going up. And who are they talking about? They're talking about Terence Crawford, but not in a way that they should be, because they never have anything positive to say. They never have anything positive to say. They say I'm a Spence hater, but that's far from the truth. I'm just a Terence Crawford supporter. I'm not a Spence hater. I'm just a Terence Crawford supporter. It's a difference. It's a difference. I know that just you mind blown right now, but it's a difference. It's a difference. And right now, what I'm trying to explain to y'all is how basic, how small it has to be for Crawford to say something. And they're not pretty much highlighting Crawford for being a gentleman, like I said, being respectful, being the leader he is. They're using his words to basically attempt to degrade his fan base once again. That's the whole entire agenda, is to basically degrade his fan base. That's all. Because they can't degrade the fighter, because he's much better than Errol Spence in every facet when it comes to credentials, skill set. Even the legend said, you can't debunk what the legends say because you haven't did what the legends done. So you out of that, right? You out of that competition. Now you have to come for the fan base, which is quite, you know what I'm saying? It's quite foolishness too. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time to come after us, because you're basically taking something that was highlighting your fighter and you're using it as a negative connotation to come at his fan base. Listen to this.
Tell me if you agree with this assessment, that you guys are obviously both elite fighters. He seems more like a guy who comes in with his plan A, and that's his plan, and that's the way he fights, whereas you are more versatile and can shift plans and make adjustments. Would you say that that's accurate?
That's a smart guy, huh? Let's be honest with ourselves. Real talk. All jokes aside, I don't know who he is, but that is a smart man right there. Seriously. Whoever hired him, I need to send them some Uber Eats, because he is a smart man. Regardless of what the reply was, this guy obviously knows boxing. And also he knows who's sitting in front of him. Obviously he's watched film or two to understand what is going on. I don't see him being antagonist, being an antagonist by asking that question or trying to pull something out of Terence Crawford. But let's hear it again. All right.
I thought he made the adjustments that he had to make to just really, you know what I mean, set.
You might have coming up. I can't think. Oh, talking about fights you might have coming up. I can't think. Oh, right. Errol Spence, do you have any news as to how close that fight is?
Not really. Nothing's really, you know what I mean, set in stone or, you know, any dates or anything thus far. But we definitely working on that fight to happen.
So if you heard that, that's where I meant to start. If you heard what he said, not really, right? And that was back when, but now that has changed. Okay. That provides a little bit more joy for them, you know, because at first when they heard this, they forgot this was something that was pre-recorded. So it kind of sent them into an uproar and they didn't know what to do. They had to call their leaders within the group to try to figure out, hey, when was this video made? Terrence just said that it wasn't nothing. But we heard him say it's in November. But you know, I put it out there that this is old. Let's keep going.
And what would that mean for you? Do you feel like this is the perfect time for that fight, that it really should happen now?
Yes, I do believe this is the perfect time, being that it's for all the marbles, it's for undisputed, you know. So this is a big moment for not only myself but for Errol Spence Jr. as well, to make, you know, history in his own right.
Class act. Class act. He's being the true professional. Why don't y'all Spenceaholics put the glasses down, right? Just take a moment, put the glasses down, and give some dang respect and homage to Terence Crawford being classy. You know what I'm saying? Being a classy dude and not talking no ill will or throwing any shade towards Errol Spence on the Hall of Fame weekend.
Errol Spence Jr. as well, to make, you know, history in his own right.
Last time we saw you, you had a great performance against Sean Porter. Last time we saw Errol, he had a great performance against Ordenis Ugas. What did you think of that performance of his?
Oh, he did great. You know, I thought he made the adjustments that he had to make to get the job done, and he won in tremendous fashion, and congratulations to him.
Once again, he's paying Errol Spence homage, saying congratulations. How many times do you hear the Spenceaholics say congratulations to Terence Crawford? You know what I'm saying? When have you taken those small moments to show your appreciation? You know what I'm saying? Because I have. I've shown my appreciation to Errol Spence, but I never really got that back in return when it comes to Terence Crawford. I just don't hear it. You know what I'm saying? I want, you know, I am the HR, so I'm not calling HR. You know what I'm saying? I thought about firing a lot of you dudes, but I turned around and said, you know what? I'm gonna let them keep their job because they may really need it during these times. Gas is high as shit. Let them maintain their sense of employment here on YouTube and make a little bit of dollar here and dollar there and dollar everywhere, you know, just to keep some change in their pocket. So, you know, I just want to let y'all know that.
Tell me if you agree with this assessment, that you guys are obviously both elite fighters. He seems more like a guy who comes in with his plan A, and that's his plan, and that's the way he fights, whereas you are more versatile and can shift plans and make adjustments. Would you say that that's accurate?
Well, I think he make adjustments as well. You know?
That right there blew it up. They're so in love, not with Crawford, but the fact that they want to take those words, right? They want to take those words and make it seem like he is basically discrediting his fans, who pretty much validate the question that was asked. You know, plan A, whereas Terence Crawford, you seem to be more versatile. Crawford is pretty much being the professional he is. He's not going to get up there and dog. He doesn't have to start a all-out social media war by criticizing Errol Spence on here. He doesn't have to do that. He's way better than that. It just haven't trickled down to the Spenceaholics, though. The Spenceaholics haven't quite picked up on this leadership that you see and play out in front of you. You know what I'm saying? He congratulated the man, said he did a good job against Shadina Sugas. And then he turned back around and he basically sort of disagreed with what the interviewer was asking. And not just that, in no way, shape, or form did he ever seem like he was pressed to come up with a different answer than what he did. He genuinely feels that way. You know what I'm saying? But listen to it in depth though.
And that's his plan, and that's the way he fights. Whereas you are more versatile and can shift plans and make adjustments. Would you say that that's accurate?
Well, I think he make adjustments as well. When one thing don't work, he, adjust and make, when one thing don't work, he, adjust and make, matters. When one thing don't work, he, adjust and make, matters into his own, take matters into his own hands and make the right moves at the right time.
Kudos to Terence Crawford for getting through that little segment right there. Kudos to him. Because he was trying to find some information, not to absolutely agree for what the interviewer was asking. Even it seemed a bit difficult for Crawford. I'm not speaking for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not speaking for him. I'm just saying that kudos for him for coming up with a response that was suitable for the listening ears. He felt that one word adjustment, that Spence makes adjustment, is him saying, as a boxer, of course, if Spence get hit, he makes some type of adjustment. He can be still standing right there where he just was hit, and he make an adjustment to figure out how he's going to counter or what's the next punch he's going to throw. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that can be an adjustment. The word in itself is pretty lengthy, but that's because of the complexity to the word. Adjustment can be many things, man. You can get hit, and then you can make adjustment and raise your glove up to your face so you won't get hit in the same area again. Or you can land some counter shots to the punch that just connected. It all depends on what we're talking about as far as adjustments. But lo and behold, if you look around YouTube right now, there's some people up there jingling those cubes, and they're saying, Terence Crawford made his fan base look bad. He debunked his fan base. He shitted on his fan base. And that just proves to me why I say what I say about the Spenceaholics. They don't focus on the right thing when it comes. They just prove to me every single time that they're more focused, not on Errol Spence, but discrediting everything Terence Crawford has done in his boxing career. You all about degrading and insulting and criticizing Terence Crawford when you really should be bigging up your own fighter. Not just in a debate when you see a Terence Crawford fan come up, but you should really be just trying to find a way to build up Errol Spence. That's what you should be doing. But it seems like every time something goes down, if Terence Crawford says what he says in this interview, you take it to try to degrade his fan base. You know what I'm saying? You want to make it seem like this is the opportune time to go at his fan base and not say, you know what, Terence Crawford, thank you for that. We appreciate you, giving credit to Errol Spence for making adjustments and not, saying he's a one-dimensional fighter like WCS has been saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that you are not listening to what WCS had to say on Hall of Fame weekend and say that his plan A is pretty much what you get. You know what I'm saying? With a little bit of mustard or wasabi on the side. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what else to tell y'all. I don't know what to tell you. This is plain and simple. They took his words as far as adjustments and let us know that Terence Crawford supporters, they let us know that they've been listening. They've been listening because all the thumbnails is about us. Bravo. Bravo. I feel good that they're doing lives on us. Hey, we should set up a parade or something in Omaha for real. Because they're talking about the fan base of Terence Crawford. It's all dedicated to us based off an interview that had absolutely nothing to do with us. Nothing. The question was asked about Errol Spence. Terence Crawford responded in a professional manner. And he basically, went against the grain a little bit from this interviewer. And he pretty much told him, no, I agree, make adjustments. Let's listen to it again. Let's listen to it again for those who didn't quite get it.
Tell me if you agree with this assessment that you guys are obviously both elite fighters. He seems more like a guy who comes in with his plan A, and that's his plan, and that's the way he fights.
Question.
You are more versatile and can shift plans and make adjustments. Would you say that that's accurate?
Well, I think he make adjustments as well.
Well, I think he makes adjustments as well. Well, I think he make adjustments as well. Well, look, the man told you. Well, I think he makes adjustments as well. So if he said that about your fighter, why aren't your thumbnails praising Errol Spence about what he said about, not praising Errol Spence, praising Terence Crawford about what he said about Errol Spence? Why aren't you praising Terence Crawford for those words that have you up here speaking about his fan base? He is the reason why you're basically having all these thumbnails pop up this evening. You're talking about his fan base when you should be talking about him. You should be giving him the salute and saying, thank you, sir, for basically, showing love to Errol Spence Jr. Because that's boxer to boxer. They both on the pound for pound. They are elite fighters. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're elite fighters. And I've said that several times over. If I was a disliker like y'all, I wouldn't give him no credit for doing anything. Just like y'all don't give Terence Bud Crawford no credit for doing anything. When you call a grown man dumb, just because he don't present you with all his skill sets, and if he did present you with all his skill set, you probably wouldn't know what you was looking at to begin with. And then when it played out in the ring, you wouldn't understand what is the problem with Errol Spence. Why is he looking so bad? Because, all the dumbness that you was talking about that you didn't see was playing out right now. It's the right time, right? It's the right occasion for him to present those skills, those hidden skills that you used to call him dumb for not using. He's using them now. And how your boy look? How your boy look? Let me know how your boy look. That's the big question. How your boy look? Because if he hasn't seen him too much, look, once again, I don't like breaking shit down to adults as if to be facetious about it. But I asked myself several times over how a man can be called dumb for not using all his skills, but yet and still the person who's talking about these skills, these hidden skills, they can't come up on a date or a fight on when they actually seen the skills. When did he actually use these skills? You know what I'm saying? He has all these skills, and we don't see him do basic stuff like switch stands. We know that. And there's some other skills he has. Are you mad because he don't use them every time he step in the ring? Because if you are, you need to change sports. You need to stop looking at boxing, because no boxer use all of their skills in every fight, because every opponent doesn't demand that they carry out that they execute all those skills. So when a person has more credentials and his portfolio is much bigger, especially in boxing, it's up to Errol Spence to try to somehow train for that. If he really haven't seen it, then the only thing he can do is study what he sees out here for public record in the archives and do his best once he stepped through the ropes. That's the only thing he can do. But for somebody who doesn't present all his skills all the time and undefeated and on the top pound for pound list and recognized by many globally, how can he be so dumb? But back to the interview though. Shouldn't y'all be praising Crawford for saying what he said? Shouldn't you? I mean, let's stop being selfish.
With his plan A, and that's his plan, and that's the way he fights. Whereas you are more versatile and can shift plans and make adjustments. Would you say that that's accurate?
Well, I think he make adjustments as well. You know, when one thing don't work, he, you know, adjust and make, you know, matters into his own, take matters into his own hands and make the right moves at the right time to get the job done. Like myself, you know, I feel like, you know, you got two great fighters in their prime. You know, fighting for all the marbles. It's gonna be an exciting fight. I just can't wait for it to happen. It's into his own hands and make the right moves at the right time to get the job done. Like myself, I feel like, you know, you got two great fighters in their prime. You know, fighting for all the marbles. It's gonna be an exciting fight. I just can't wait for it to happen.
Why?
Fighting for all the marbles. It's gonna be an exciting fight. Get the job done. Exciting fight. You know, fighting for all the marbles. It's gonna be an exciting fight. I just can't wait for it to happen.
Did you hear Terence Crawford say like myself? He said like myself. So pretty much what the interviewer asked early on was in line what Crawford agreed with. He just didn't want to take over the interview and basically retort, you know what I'm saying, in a sense like, I do it better. I'm gonna be honest with you, I think I do it better. Now, if he would have said that, I don't even know what type of triage that we're talking about for the Spenceaholics. I couldn't tell you what type of triage would be available for all these dudes. They would have lost their freaking mind. But I'm grateful that he kept it calm and peaceful, and that Crawford gave a compliment. And I believe genuinely he respected it, that he respected his compliment, that he does believe Errol Spence make adjustments. Like I said, if you get hit on the right side of your head, you put your right hand up to goddamn block that shit next time. That's an adjustment. You get hit on the left side of your head, the glove wasn't up there, put your glove up next time. It's called an adjustment. If your mouthpiece getting knocked out into the canvas, next time you think you're about to get hit and get the taste knocked out your mouth, make sure you bite down on it. That's an adjustment. You know what I'm saying? If your mouthpiece hit the canvas and you go looking for it and you feel these damn wasps on the back of your head, pop, 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 and you go up against the ropes and you say, oh shit, I didn't know I was still getting hit. And the referee pick up your mouthpiece. Next time, don't go looking for your mouthpiece. Make an adjustment. So I totally agree with the adjustment aspect of it. He does make an adjustment. And what did he say? To get the job done. It's just the Terence Crawford adjustments are quite different than Errol Spence adjustments. That's all I'm saying. It's been plenty of times people say when Terence Crawford make adjustments, he adjusts early, he collect the data, make an adjustment early, and then he get the business. Now, whether that early adjustment includes his offensive strategy, it's totally up to him. But if he wants to pull out and just take it to the dark side and become Mad Dog Crawford, he's been proven to do that and have success with being a Mad Dog. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just if you're able to do some shit like that and have success with it and get the hunt, complete the hunt, you good. But just because he said that the Spence make adjustments, I mean, I felt that was light, but I'm glad he did it because it gave his fan base something to talk about. Not to accredit, the adjustments that he was talking about, that Crawford was talking to Spence make, not the fact that Terence Crawford said that, hey, I don't agree with you. I feel he make adjustments. You should have been congratulating Terence Crawford in your thumbnail, period. But you selfish individuals out there, the Spenceaholics, you don't want to give any credit to Crawford because you absolutely dislikers in this boxing community. You don't want to give him his credit. You don't want to give him his credit, man. You want to take what he said and not give him those adulations, but you want to attempt to degrade and denounce his fan base. You want to criticize and be petty with his fan base. You want to become cantankerous with his fan base over something he said to highlight your fighter. He bigged up your fighter, your favorite fighter. He bigged up your fighter. But yet you talking about us. Who's the dummy? He's talking about bigging up your fighter. He went against the grain and retorted the guy who asked the question. They're saying that Errol Spence is, he has his A plan out there, and that's it. That's been said a lot. Not just this dude. Are y'all gonna jump in his DMs because he asked the question? No, you're not. But what I'm telling you is, I didn't see y'all addressing his answer the way it's supposed to. You should have addressed it the way it was supposed to be addressed. And that was the fact that he highlighted Errol Spence is making adjustments to get the job done. So what you said, we're going to take him saying that Errol Spence make adjustments and throw it in the faces of his fans and attempt to make us feel some type of way. We don't give a fuck about that. I'm not talking about everybody. I'm just saying nobody give a fuck about that. This is just letting us know how misdirected you are. Y'all are misguided. Y'all need to have an all hands meeting, man, and really figure this shit out. Because I'm getting tired of babysitting y'all ass. I have to come on, make a live, and correct shit y'all put out here. Because you can guarantee you put a thumbnail up on some bullshit. I'm more than likely I'm gonna read this shit. I'm not gonna make a live on all of it, but I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna read it. And y'all know damn well the comment was to highlight that Terence Bud Crawford said that Spence make adjustments. What you should have did is said, hey, kudos, appreciate you. Good looking out there, Crawford. And letting us know Errol Spence makes adjustment. But all I see is these dislikers out here. These angry, agitated dislikers, bro. First thing on their title is everything that goes against what the premise of the response was. And that's to try to shit on his fans. You can't do that, bro. We too clean over here. You can't shit on us, man. We too clean over here. We're not worrying about that shit y'all doing. Because without this name, Terence Crawford, in your conversation, there is no Errol Spence in the conversation. Y'all can't sit up here and do thumbnails on Errol Spence himself. Talk about him. Talk about his life, the good part of his life, how he's taking care of family, what he's doing for the community, everything that he's doing positive over there in Texas. Talk about that shit. Talk about his Olympics. Talk about that shit right there. No, that's boring to y'all. That's boring to y'all. Y'all can't just have an Errol Spence day when y'all don't say anything negative about Crawford and y'all just sit up here and talk about all the accolades of Errol Spence. I could tell you one person that can get y'all on the right track. If y'all want to start talking about box wrecks and everything, I'm not even going to put it out there. But, man, y'all need to get together and just have an Errol Spence day, man, EJ day, and just don't look and tell everybody. Today is a day that we're not going to speak on Crawford, period. Just take a full day to pay homage to your fighter, Errol Spence, and keep Terence Crawford's name out your fucking mouth. That's all. That's all you have to do. Just have an Errol Spence day, and for that whole entire 24 hours, keep Crawford's name out your mouth. It doesn't make any sense, man, because every time his name comes into the conversation, it takes over. It takes over, y'all. We're not trying to have that every time. I'm trying to work towards equality. I want equal narratives. I want equal time on here to be able to properly represent each fighter. If the fight is so indeed happening this year, we got to find some type of way to have equity between these two names. We can't continue to get out here and say the same thing, especially to me. I've heard it all. No, I'm not debating no chumps either. You know what I'm saying? I'm not debating anybody who's have kicked me off the panel in the past. And don't in your life, whoever chooses to do it, don't summons me to come over there to your side of the street. It doesn't work that way. If I ain't seeing you over here, hey, you definitely know I ain't coming over there. When I do pop up, if you ask me to be on that month, I'll have to think about it. It's all cool. It's all good. But thank God for Terence Crawford to say the word. Thank God. He said it was a perfect time for him and Errol Spence to fight. Yes, I believe that shit. It is a perfect time. Let's get it on so we can put this to the rest, because I have some really big plans. Once this freaking property open up on YouTube, all these properties is about to get foreclosed on. I'm definitely speaking to the president, and I'm trying to come up with a way that I can expand some shit on YouTube. Because after that fight, it's gonna be a lot of foreclosures on here. A lot of channels that you see, that shit is gonna be down and active. So I'm trying to talk to them so I can scoop up some of this land. You know what I'm saying? Spread the wealth a little bit. Try to make a theme park, a Terence Crawford theme park and shit. That's what I'm trying to do. So you can virtually go in there and check out all his achievements. You know what I'm saying? Check out, having a designated area for both divisions of his undisputed titles. I mean, it's all going to be virtual. You'll be able to watch it here behind the screen and all that, man. It's going to be cool. And then, of course, the workers are going to be those previous individuals who's foreclosed on that was considered the dislikers. When you walk up to a popcorn booth and cotton candy or where they put the games, you're going to see their face, through filter recognition. They're going to be the ones working there. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be virtual. It's going to be virtual for real. It's going to be fun too. It's going to be really fun. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be extremely fun, man. That's what I'm looking forward to. Let me get to the chat. Run the lights up. D-Ray, Andrew Charles, Lise. W says they don't know that Bud is paying compliments, so it's no excuses. That's what I'm saying. They paying compliments, Juice Lee. How difficult is it to know that the man is being professional? First of all, he's being professional. He was genuine in what he said because he believed that Errol Spence has made adjustments to get the job done. I believe him. You know what I'm saying? He's telling that he believes that Errol Spence does make adjustments to get the job done. He's paying a compliment, just like Lee said. How difficult it is for interpretation. I shouldn't have to hire Dragamon to come over here and do translations for me. Paying compliments. The boxer section, TBS on deck. What's good with it, Cal? I don't know. Hey, Cal, I don't know what you meant yesterday about I'm going at the whole LDBC. I'm not going at no LDBC. What I mentioned the blue is what was the mention of blue. It wasn't no LDBC, man. I don't have no reason to do any of that. I was just talking to the person who I was talking to. It ain't that personal. That's what happened with me. It wasn't nothing with no LDBC and nothing. I don't even know everybody in the LDBC, nor do I have a reason to be, feeling some type of way about anything except what I responded to. They know what it is, man. It's just a response. That's all there, Cal. But check this out though. I need y'all to try to understand when you in this when y'all are in these other live chats and these topics come up with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. I know I've said I was going to digress from pretty much speaking heavily on these names until a fight is made. It seems like, some type of distance has been made to bring us closer to an exact month so far, but a month in this particular case don't tell us anything. Really, it really don't, because we need a DATE. We need a DATE, and not only do we need a DATE, we need a announcement. That's what we need, the announcement. Once the announcement is official and we have that DATE, then for the media fanatics that's going to join, we need to know the venue. And then reservations can be made. That's all. Now, what I always mention, there's going to be an issue. There's going to be an issue that I have to address. After all the years of talking, you should have been able to put money to the side to save up to go to a fight of this magnitude. There's no excuse, and it's unacceptable if you don't attend this fight and you call yourself one of the primary YouTubers on here. You know, the facet of the group, so YouTubers that's been talking about this fight all the time, and you don't show up at this fight. After all the talk, and all the energy and all the damn support and super chats people give you for all these, I'm talking about all these channels that are, like that guy said up there, making money off Errol Spence and Terence Crawford name. I know one thing, Terence Crawford can't come over here and tell me I'm making money off his name. Because y'all see my chat. Y'all see my lives. I'm not. When I have this up there, even though it brings traction, I don't sit up here and request for super chats. Never. I don't. The ones who give them to me, I bless them. I tell them thank you, appreciate it. But they do it out of love and support for the channel. That's it. But I just want to let them channels know, the Spenceaholics, is that when it comes down to it, right, you need to be better. You need to be better, because Terence Crawford said something that was enlightening. Through all the drama that's going on out here at YouTube, he said something that was enlightening. But since y'all selfish, y'all very selfish, y'all selfish provocators, you like to instigate situations when it comes to this topic. That is your driven agenda to do that. So you took what he said, the enlightenment that he gave your fighter, and you chose to then redirect it down to his fan base as if you didn't give a fuck about what he said to begin with. You act like, okay, he said it, but we're not going to give him any credit. We're not going to say thank you to him. We're just going to go right to his fan base and talk shit about them. Nobody shitted on us. Nobody debunked anything. Because a lot of people that are supporters of Bud Crawford, they're going to tell you the same thing that the interviewer said. That's what struck home right off the rip with the intro. The intro will fuck y'all up again. You want to listen to it?
Yes.
Spence, do you have any news as to how close?
Working on that fight to happen. Yes. This is a big moment for history in his own right.
He had a great performance against Ugas. What did you think of that?
He won in tremendous fashion, and
Tell me if you agree with this assessment that you guys are obviously both elite fighters. He seems more like a guy who comes in with his plan A, and that's his plan, and that's the way he fights.
He comes in with his plan A, and that's his plan, and that's the way he comes in and fight. Now, dude asked the leading question. I mean, his opening statement is very leaning, like he's telling you what he thinks. He's not really asking or Terence Crawford something until the end and say, do you agree with that assessment? He's pretty much laying it out there how he feels first, and he's trying to get Terence Crawford to respond. But an intelligent human being will respond the way Terence Crawford did, regardless if what that guy said is that a true assessment. No, it's not a true assessment. I believe he does make adjustments.
Whereas you are more versatile and can shift plans and make adjustments. Would you say that that's accurate?
Well, I think he make adjustments as well. When one thing don't work, he, adjust and make matters, matters into his own, take matters into his own hands and make the right moves at the right time to get the job done, like myself.
That's all I need to know at the end, like myself. When he said like myself, then there's nothing else to be said. Because like myself, I understand who makes the more adjustments. Like myself, I understand what I mentioned to you early about this, because I ain't stand on here long trying to babysit y'all no more. I told you that the outside of the ring is what I always respected first in any combat before you step inside the ring. And when you was healthy and when you was pre-accident, and guess what? You didn't even have that mindset that Crawford have. That's why I'm at with it. You didn't have the mindset to be stable between fights. When we seen you in there with Gervonta Davis and Adrian Broner and all them, and you was lit out your mind, I can't find a video where I found Crawford like that. His 65% outside the ropes is to be highly respected. Highly respected. Because when he combined that with what he does in the ring, and that's without using all his skill sets to hear y'all say it, then it's a pretty blossoming right there. It's so pretty. Because I always feel like if you live in a salubrity lifestyle, a clean lifestyle, and you eating the right things, and you're in there training, but yet the other person isn't on the consistency to the level that you are, it's always going to come a time, if you got two good fighters that's equally matched, that outside the ring will absolutely end up being a determining factor. Y'all keep talking about inside the ring because you're scared to talk about what's outside the ring. And I know I destroyed any confidence y'all had by bringing that shit up. I told y'all today, outside the ring for me dominates Errol Spence. Dominates him. Because y'all can't talk about outside the ring. All you want to do is speak about what he does on the inside. You don't even care enough to know what's going on the outside. All you do is say, oh, he has a new nutrition and everything else. But we're talking about what goes on the outside. Do you truly know? Are you paying attention? Because the fight, it's going to be crucial, man. It's going to be crucial. I give 5 minutes. I will give. The boxing section say, I didn't say that Fred said that because you're the only one going for Bud. Oh no, I didn't say you said Fred said that. I thought you said that I was going at the whole LDBC, and I was like, nah, that's not true. It's not true at all. I don't go at groups of anybody. I just basically respond to those who attempt to take advantage of my kindness. That's all. That's all that is. That's all that is, Kyle. You know what that is, bro. No one I know, no grown ass man on here that I know shouldn't feel so angry about me talking about Spence. And you don't even have no way, shape, or form a close relation to him. And I know the ones, I know everyone, man. But people tell me everything. I know every channel that's in bed with Errol Spence. Every channel that has a deeper dependence for him. I know every channel and don't say anything about it. In fact, he make the major adjustments. Let me take that. I think that they'll go to sleep looking at that. But really, at the end of the day, man, it comes down to what I said earlier on what I believe in. It was good that Terence Crawford showed his professionalism once again. But of course, you have the dislikers. They would go over there and make it about and make it about the fan base and not about what he said about Errol Spence. They should be bigging up Errol Spence and just keeping it in that. That's my thoughts. What's going on, DN? How you feeling, bro?
Yeah. Okay. okay. I thought I was still backstage. I
No,
was
you
just
good.
hollering at you, man.
What's good with you over there in Alabama, bro?
Man, just chilling and staying out the way, man. I was just sitting back watching you cooking all day, man. You've been getting it to him all day, so I just said I'd come on with you since you dropped the link.
Hey, I appreciate it always, man. I just have to make it clear that the man said something positive about the other fighter, which he don't like. He don't despise Errol Spence at all. He doesn't. He doesn't, right? They just want to fight.
Yeah.
He said what he said. You know, he was looking for the fish, and you know, he said what he said. But that's not shit to like go on here on YouTube. It's a bit different on YouTube with the way their relationship is as fighters. But they took it upon themselves to just try to shit on the fan base, which is dumb because they don't even know who the full fan base is. It just sounds good for their thumbnail for them to get attention and traction to take what he said and say, oh, that's quite opposite about what your fans been saying about Errol Spence. No. If you ask this fan right here, I still believe he's a one-dimensional fighter. I never said he couldn't make adjustments. He just doesn't make adjustments like Bud. That's all I'm saying.
I feel all that, man. You know, I like both fighters. You know, I still hold my position tough. Let me know when the third punt when the third punt land. Because it's just, I don't like the vitriol on either side for real. When, you know, just like you said, they trying to do what Mike Tyson said, break bread with their brother. But it seemed like all the external stuff, that's where the violence and the vitriol coming from. The two fighters probably cool as a fan.
Mm-hmm. I believe it. I believe they cool as a fan.
You know, and that's just all I'm saying. I kind of saw this coming. You know, and I've been saying this for the longest, man. I just didn't want to get knee deep into it, man. It's just
I seen it with Wilder, dog. You know,
yeah,
I seen
I
it with Wilder. I've been
knew it
through the
was gonna be
storm with
Wilder
Wilder.
2.0.
Huh?
I knew it was gonna be Wilder Joshua 2.0.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? This shit was worse with Wilder Joshua with all the insults and personal, you know what I'm saying, barbs that was being sent. But this right here is different because at least with Deontay Wilder, he ended up getting involved with other fighters that took a little bit off of the criticism he was getting. You know what I'm saying? Once he didn't get Anthony Joshua, okay, it was on to the next. I mean, people kind of digressed from that and kept it moving. You know, but with this right here, no matter who they fight, they have a clash. You know what I'm saying? They're going to meet somewhere. It was always out there. Their compass is saying that they're going to meet. They're in the same division. They're going to meet someday. And now it seems like it's getting closer. But yet and still, I would have rather the Spenceaholics just take time to thank Crawford and then talk about something good with Spence. That, yeah, Spence does make adjustments. In this fight right here, look at the adjustments he's making. Look at this, look at that. But then when you have no leadership, you have individuals just thinking about themselves. All they're going to say is, let me create a thumbnail to talk shit about his fan base. And I just find that pointless at the end of the day, because what does that have to do with him saying that Errol Spence make adjustments? Praise Errol just like Crawford did. Don't get over here and start criticizing his fan base because you mad that Errol Spence says facts and he shitted on y'all and y'all was heartbroken and y'all needed goddamn the 12-step program for care. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to go up there to Heaven's Gate damn clinic and get some treatment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I mean, come on, get back in the game there, Spenceaholics.
You know, I just think it needed to kind of calm down on both sides, man. We just want to see the fight, man. It ain't no need for all that vitriol and name calling and all that. Man. That's just we all want to see the same. We all want to see this same event. You know, if you know you ain't going to the fight, you know you ain't going to the fight at Lee ordered on pay-per-view. Because this is one of the fights that should be paid for. You shouldn't want to stream this.
Isn't it? It is a fight that should be paid for, right?
Yeah, this one that should
No
be
ifs,
paid
ands,
for.
or buts about it. This is the fight that should be paid for. Oh my God.
I just hope everybody clean it up on both sides, man, because that it's getting ugly too.
If you tell me my side is the worst out of the two, I'll clean it up.
Nah, man, I wouldn't even say that. I mean, it just
I'm just saying, because I know I'm not the
no,
worst,
no,
man.
no.
I
No,
know
I
I'm not
ain't
the
being
worst. It's
direct
not
with it or
enough of
nothing. I'm
me.
just saying, you know.
I'm not on here enough. I'm not on here enough to be the worst. I
Yeah.
could be the worst. Look, Dion, you know I could be the worst because I can put them hands to work and start writing articles and it'll just change levels. I just been keeping that away, man, because I'm telling you, that little shit I wrote in on my YouTube description, man,
Yeah.
that was just like something in 10 minutes. I wasn't even thinking too hard in it. But all the dang information that I have off of the YTC, I'm telling you, I'm about to drop an article on the YTC, man. It's gonna be sick about the man. It's gonna be crazy, man. I remember you telling me back in the day that they'll write some more articles or whatever, and I got away from that. But hey, that's a whole
Yeah.
nother level that's about to come to light. Let the fight be made.
Yeah, you
They
know I
think
used to read your articles anyway.
yeah, man, you told me that. I was shocked. I think you the first person that told me, hey man, I'd rather you do, you write articles than this. And I was like, damn, I respected that shit too, man, because no one some people say, okay, great article, but I ain't know who they were they from another group or whatever.
Yeah, because because honestly, the YouTube game is 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 a branch off from the journalism of boxing. That's the pure essence of covering boxing.
Yeah.
The on the before the cameras and the videos and I mean before the video cameras when you were just taking still shots and making sure that you had quality pictures, and the on the floor journalism of actually covering and then writing an article about it. That's the pure essence of covering boxing. It's just technology is a performance enhancer nowadays. So
Yeah.
because most dangerous thing is a camera and the microphone.
Mm-hmm. Hey, most dangerous is a goddamn set of fingers and a mind that has time.
Yeah.
Shit, that's dangerous. You got somebody that has access to some freshly made coffee and a mind that has time. Yeah, it's on and popping. But I just didn't. It was just something I didn't appreciate. Where it was one of those older interviews which finally surfaced a month later, but yet they just run with the absolute petty content, and it didn't mean anything to what he said. But that just goes to show me. That's just further go to prove that they don't really care about Spence like that. They just care to speak of Terence Crawford because it brings them more enlightenment and energy and joy to speak bad about Terence Crawford. That's all it is. I think that's what it is. It's not going to change anything in the fight. Neither one of us is going in there to fight for him. Neither one of them. But the way these guys are sitting up here holding grudges and getting mad and taking sides as if we in an all out war against another country. I think that's the dumbest thing because I don't think of none of these dudes outside this YouTube. If they're angry at me, they angry at me, bro. You know what I'm saying? If they angry at me over something dealing with something I said about about Errol Spence, I'm like, you're a bit childish, man. You're a bit childish because this is just social media shit, bro.
Yeah, man. Cause social media street got to clean it up.
I don't think it's possible because a lot of these cats don't care about the positive of anything. If they can keep it growing, they can get the fan base continue to grow off the agitprop they continue to speak on, the negativity. They're gonna continue to speak on the same shit. That's just the way it is. It's no structure. It's just like boxing. YouTube has no structure. You know, YouTube is quite a little bit different because it has individuals that work for YouTube. You know, so it is somewhat a single entity, but it's wide open. As long as you don't fuck up royally and do some shit that's against the damn guidelines. I mean, you can talk some shit on this. Real talk. Have you heard anything over there in Alabama, man? Maybe you can drop the news yourself. When Deontay coming back to fight, man?
I don't know, man. I mean, from everything I've been reading and whatever, every October. But I don't know anything direct. But I've been hearing October.
Yeah, I heard October too. And it's supposed to be Robert Helenius, I guess. I don't know that. I see it out there, but I'm not trying to latch on to that too much.
Yeah, I mean,
unless you heard some.
No, I haven't heard a definite opponent, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is Helenius. He got momentum from the 2 Kalnaki win, and there's some type of familiarity, and it's a good matchup. It's not a super soft.
Both of them tall strikers.
Yeah, it's not a super soft matchup, but it's a winnable fight. It's not no walk in the park fight, but it's a winnable fight. Because I mean, I really think he can come back and make him some good money, and still do what he wants to do as far as being 2-time heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, he gonna make him some big money because he's still ranked high. So he come back and take that win, he'll be able to get another big fight, especially if he gets the winner of Alexander Usyk and Joshua. That can possibly play out in 2023. But I don't know what Tyson Fury is gonna do. But they'll be glad if they get that undisputed taken care of, and then Deontay is able to fight for that. Yeah, whoever the winner is between that.
But yeah, Tyson Fury full of shit though, man. He full of shit for what he said today. He know he ain't fighting no motherfucking Joshua for free.
For free.
Yeah.
You know how Fury is, man. Remember what he did on his hiatus. It might be a little bit more granules stuck up in there too, dog. Yeah. It might be some residue still up in there, man. You never know.
That's why I know he ain't fighting him for free.
You know what I'm saying? you got to have that supply, goddammit. You got to have that budget. You got to have that budget set up, dog.
So, cause that fight, you pretty much name your price.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta come up with the money to pay you.
Yeah, he know he ain't sitting like that. He'll give up like 40 million, whatever they gonna give him for that shit.
Especially if Joshua win, he want that fight. Man, come on, man.
Yeah, of course. Because he think he can go in there and knock out Joshua, but hopefully, with Robert Garcia, man, he's saying he was able to channel into Joshua's mean side. He's a much meaner person. Let's see it. I'm ready to see it. I don't want to hear the talk about how mean Joshua is. I want to see it. For real.
You mean now, huh?
Yeah, for real.
You weren't mean before when you were doing all that posturing and everything before the Ruiz fight, but now you mean.
Come on, goddamn, you thugging now, dog? You thugging?
You mean that.
Okay. I got you. You the new improved, huh? Robert got you in the lab looking different. All right. I got you. I'm just curious. That four right there: Olisanda Usyk, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. I mean, something has to happen in between. Have to happen in between that, man. That'll be good. That'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, they need to, man, because they need to go and do whatever they need to do. Because outside of Wilder, these guys boring, man. We ready to see some new blood.
Yeah.
Get them guys on out the way, man. We'll keep Wilder, but I don't want to see that shit Fury, man.
Hell no. Even though, I give Fury his respect. He stopped Wilder in the trilogy and everything, but he's still a dirty fighter in my opinion.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to him getting a shot at Undisputed, yeah, they're gonna try their damnedest to make that fight. They're gonna try their damnedest to make that shit. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money in that Undisputed heavyweight. God damn, that's a lot of money.
Eddie Hearn got to make back. He got to cash. He got to cash Joshua out. He got to cash him out, man. He got to cash him out. Cause he's starting to try. He want to try and push Hergovich now, so he got to go.
He been pushing Hergovich now. He been pushing Philippe. He been pushing Philippe. He was just moving him slow.
I'm talking about he want him to actually get his shot. He know he can't get him.
Oh man, Hergovich get a shot at who? For Wilder. They'll try. I mean, they'll try to put him in there with something. Put him in there with Daniel Dubois. I mean, shit.
Well, you know what I mean?
He got a regular title now.
I know what I would love for him to do, but I ain't gonna put it out on the airwaves, But I know what I would love for him to do. And I've already told you that. They gonna go on you a Euro trip like everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
They gonna go on a Euro trip like everybody else.
About him doing that, if he was, can't nobody say nothing about him doing that because he fought the hard competition over this motherfucker. Like, come on, man.
Cause me personally, I go on a Euro trip and everything I make over there, I keep offshore.
Yeah.
You'll never see the United States day in their life.
Yeah. I hear that.
But
what's going on up in Alabama? How the weather?
I'm gonna support what he got going on regardless.
You what now?
I said that's my dog. I'm gonna support what he got going on regardless.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. How hot was it up there today?
It was like 94. It wasn't even that hot today.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, no, man. I'm just ready for this weekend for real, man. I really want to see this fight, even though it's an underrated fight. I still want to see it.
What fight is that?
Dog Bay and Gonzalez.
Eno.
Yeah, I gotta see my boy Dog Bay, man.
I just looked at Dog Bay. I seen him in person a couple of times, man. I just look at him as a tall dude that if he was in that tribe setting, he will fight to the death for real. Like I just see him if he's in his native country, he's tough, man. He just ran into a guy like Emmanuel Navarrete. It's just they didn't plan well enough for him, dog.
Well, no, I mean, Dog Bay ain't that big. He like 5'5".
Yeah, he ain't that big, but they fought Emmanuel Navarrete. What were they looking at?
Yeah, you're right, man. Then Navarrete was just too much man for him. I really would like to see Dog Bay go down to 26 for real.
I mean, he can make 26, man. But damn, I mean, man, I don't know, man. It's okay to believe in toughness for your country, Africa, and all that. But you got to be smart in boxing sometimes because no matter what you've been through with your tribe, when it comes to boxing, man, this is boxing. This is not any other tools that you might use in combat over there. I don't know. I was just amazed that they took that short period of time to come back and fight Emmanuel Navarrete in a rematch. To this day, I thought that was stupid.
Yeah, man.
To this day,
I just hope
I was
they ain't
like,
hand him.
what are you doing?
I just hope they ain't handing my boy Dog Bay a set of keys, man. Messing with messing with Bob, you probably got him. You don't see though, because Gonzalez he fast handed.
We know. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be absolutely interesting. I wish the best for Dog Bay, man. Shit, he had two stiff losses, man. Too bad. Took a lot of punishment too.
Yeah.
But let's see how he handles it. That's all. I've been watching these world track championships, man. You know, I grew up in track. They've been on point, man.
Yeah. I've been watching Shelly Ann.
Yeah, Shelly Ann, man, they usually come so early. I know she did her thing. That was kind of be easy, you know. When I saw the dense level the dense roster competition, I say, man, she gonna have an easy go.
Yeah.
But man, I'm about to bounce, man. I've been on here for like what, hour and a half. Appreciate you pulling up that Dion as
no doubt,
always, man. Shout out to Alabama in the building as always. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hit the like button. Continue to drop through. Ain't nothing gonna change. We already about to head into Thursday. One more day closer to the weekend. And yeah, I'm trying to cook up some shit for y'all and everything. And continue to turn in and support the channel. I'm out.